I just look for North Texas Future City 2020 Final Awards.
Okay. This thing sounds horrible. Does this thing come off?
What?
Oh, it's glued on there. Connect the filter.
See if it'll do anything.
What?
Click play. Did the audio go off or you turned it off?
Turned it off. It's getting a high-pitched noise.
I don't know where that coming. That's
just the ambient noise. That's what I was telling you when we get a microphone, we need to make sure it has a filter. Oh, there you go.
noise suppression.
Yeah.
Oh.
You should have indicated when you were moving the thing down or up. Which one was which?
Okay.
Green up. Green up.
Grain down. That turned worse, isn't it?
Bring it down, it's fine. Leave it there.
No suppression.
Noise suppression down.
No suppression.
That mic's on. That's probably what's causing it.
I don't know how to turn that one off.
I want to turn onto the PA. Is he here, right? Probably what's causing some of that noise because it's repeating the audio. Because I'm pretty sure there's ambient noise getting into that, getting into there, and making it into that. No suppression didn't do anything.
You're using the Insignia microphone. Unless we use the webcam. Go outside. Because it might also be, I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
What?
Is that better? There's no screeching noise
You're
anymore.
leaving?
Oh, when I went outside,
Oh.
it stopped. Because it wasn't getting recycled. It's fine.
Okay. Can you hear everything over there?
We'll go send another room.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing.
Not so loud. So I guess as long as they speak it out.
So basically, like, we have it now. Okay.
Go ahead, mute it. For now.
It's paused.
Well, can you mute it?
Yeah, it's paused. It's muted. Like, the live stream is not going.
I know, but can you mute it whenever you're in the middle of stream?
Yes, here it is. Muted. See if it'll work. I didn't hear anything. Okay, it's not muted?
No.
Um,
Let me check. Or on the webcam.
on both.
I guess James in second.
We'll see me get back on there. Yeah, there we go.
I think it's just the mic. Mute the mic.
Oh, you sit on the stairs.
Like one of both sides or anybody else?
Let me announce the judges, so the panelists know who the judges are. And we'll announce the finalists. Somebody needs to talk about the rotation. We want to get those seats clear as soon as the room clears up a little bit. So,
That might give you some attention. A really good group that we have here, the biggest one we've ever had. But before we announce the finalists, I wanted to let Randy tell you who our distinguished panel of judges will be. So, Randy?
thank you, Gene. I know that you're waiting to hear who's in the finals, but I want the finalists to know who the judges are, so you gotta bear with me for just a moment. Okay. Our special topic this year in the SAU had to do with water. Our first finalist judge is Terry Lowry. She's She's the Director of Water of Dallas Water Utilities and is responsible for the operations of the water, wastewater, and stormwater utilities for the City of Dallas. Lowry is responsible for developing and managing the fiscal year 2020 annual budget of $742 billion. Somebody can convert that to simoleons for me. And a capital budget of $335 million. Her duties include providing water and wastewater service to 2.5 million customers in a 700-mile area, both now and in the future, maintaining water and wastewater infrastructure valued at $6.5 billion, managing the Trinity River watershed, neighborhood, and system-wide flood control, and representing the city interests with government regulatory agencies. Thanks for being with us, Terry. Just let me say that when we're done here, there'll be 30 or 40 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who can give you some advice. That they've been living it. The next distinguished judge today is Wayne Owen. Now, Wayne is the Director of Planning and Communications for the Tarrant Regional Water District. And somebody told me one time that the Trinity Regional Water District has one job and one job only, and that's providing water. You know, they do a lot of things, but they provide water, which is important. The Water District provides water to more than 2.1 million people residing in the cities of Fort Worth, Arlington, right here, and 70 other cities. Responsible for future water supply planning, water sales contracting, communications, and community relations. His accomplishments include planning a $2.3 billion joint venture with the city of Dallas. They know each other. To build a 150-mile-long water supply pipeline and the development of the Trinity River Vision Master Plan that could result in relocating the Trinity River in downtown Fort Worth. So, thanks for being with us, Wayne. And again, a room full of unpaid consultants. Okay, our next judge is Dr. Morgan Renberg. Morgan is Chief Scientist at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History. Prior to joining the museum staff in 2017, Morgan studied the rings of Saturn as part of NASA's Cassini mission.
Made of pure water.
There you go. Need another slide? There you go. Probably save the That would be the next one. My boss is telling me to do what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so he's currently curating the museum's next big exhibition, which is Project Planet, which will explore the science of climate change and what we should do about it. Each competitor today has received a coupon to visit the museum. Those little purple coupons are out at the sign-in desk, which gets you admission to the museum, not during the stock show, but here shortly. And you can use that during Engineers Week in February. They'll have Engineers Week exhibitions. Or you could use it to view the opening of the Planet Earth display on Earth Day in April. Regardless of where which one you attend, the museum's thrilled to support the next generation of scientists and engineers. Okay. Karen Carrington, our next judge. Karen. And I've worked with Karen for a long time, so I know she knows what she's talking about. Everybody else up now, I'm operating on faith, but I know Karen. I know Karen and Debbie and Brian, and I know what they do. Karen is the Systems Engineering Director for Ground Systems and Software at Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company.
I'm as high as I can go.
Karen has over 22 years experience in leadership with a focus on systems engineering approaches and tools, allowing the development of highly integrated avionics aircraft systems and software-intensive air vehicle mission planning and maintenance products. In addition, she has 10 years experience defining, developing, and installing electronic warfare and communication systems on fighter aircraft. She's an agile development advocate, which means developing things very quickly, with quality, affordably, with emphasis on engineering and program management process execution. Thank you, Karen. Debbie Hayden, I've also worked with for a while. Debbie is the engineering project manager at Triumph Aerospace Structures in Arlington. Her projects include implementing engineering practices across multiple programs such as the Bombardier 750 wing, the Embraer G650, G280, and some Boeing programs. She managed their product lifecycle management, digital thread tool implementation, which if you're in the aerospace business, that's a big deal. That's how you know what you build and how you're gonna know what it is to maintain it. All electronic, so a big deal there. She also works with workforce and resource planning profiles, transfers, and other projects across the aerospace and Triumph business areas. She's been involved in several STEM programs such as Engineers in the Classroom and Project Lead the Way. Thanks, Karen. Okay. Brian Richards. Brian is the president of Summit Consultants Incorporated in Fort Worth. He began his career as a structural engineer for airplanes, but after 7 years decided to turn his attention to the areas of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning design. Since founding Summit Consultants in 1996, he's also worked to become proficient in plumbing and electrical design. He's a registered professional engineer in 26 states. And he particularly enjoys the more challenging projects that he's worked on, such as concert halls and museums, such as for instance, the Renzo Piano Pavilion at the Kimball Museum in Fort Worth. If it feels comfortable, Brian did that. People criticize me because I don't say who I am. I'm Randall Moore. I used to work at Lockheed Martin until I figured out how to just, live without working. Retirement, it's a good thing. Something to aspire to as you're in middle school, that you'll go to college, high school, college, get a degree, get a job, work for a while, then stop working. Anyway, back to Chief.
Okay, a little housekeeping. This is what's going to happen. First, when I announce the finalists, okay, I want each team to get out, the team being the teacher, the mentor, and the 3 presenters, right? 5 people. You will go outside to the gentleman that's standing out there by the tables, and you will draw a number, and that will be the order in which you will present to the judges here. Okay, so step 1, 5 people out to draw a number. Step 2, go find your model and bring it to the table with your number on it. Piece of cake, right? All right, step 3, we're going to ask you all to go to room 110, and this nice gentleman here will relieve you of all of your communication devices. Okay, so you will be in there until it's time for you to present. After you've presented, you're welcome to come back and get your phones and watches and whatever else you have that talks to you. Okay? And then we'll be ready. After that, you're free to do what you want to do until we get to the award ceremony and get to find out what you won or not. Okay, now for the rest of you guys, you were issued armbands, right? There were 5 armbands for the team. That's the teacher, the mentor, and the 3 students, okay? Those are the people that we're going to allow back in the room during the finals and during the awards ceremony. For the rest of you guys, we have rooms 105 and 106, and Ms. Gomez here is very kindly streaming the video into those classrooms, so you're welcome to watch. But we will ask you, because obviously we're a little overcrowded in here, to please, after I've announced the finalists, if you don't have a wristband, move to 105 or 106. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Oh.
Just after the rumble, okay, after the 5 finalists have left the room, I'm going to evacuate those 2 rows over here. Okay, so there'll be empty seats. We'll want you to take those empty seats because as each final team is presenting, their parents will want to come see them from whatever room they're in. And those seats will be for those parents. And, you know, the parents for one team will come in, they'll watch, they'll leave. Next set of parents will come in, watch, leave, you know, 5 sets, 5 cycles. And, you know, but, so after we've emptied some seats, I'll want to empty some seats. So I should have marked them off beforehand, but the logistics didn't happen that way. We'll just see what happens. And again, as Gene said, if you don't have an armband, we'll be asking you to leave the room after the finalists are announced. And we'll kind of be doing a check because, you know, it gets too hot and it's not safe.
Last call for any ballots for best model. Anybody forgot to turn in their ballot? Okay. Well, enough of this stuff. I bet you want to hear the teams, right? Okay.
Schedule.
Okay, this is in no particular order. How about Monet City from Scoggins Middle School? It's 4, I hope. And Amazi from Coppell Middle School. Paradisium from Dallas Academy. Genesis from Wills Point. And the final team to move into the finals will be Paulington from Discover State.
We ask that you please go to room 151.
You're going to be here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just making sure the camera's where it's supposed to be.
This way we'll try to make sure the models without hurting you.
Alright, who are the finalists? I couldn't get in because everybody was in here. Y'all have a list of Hey!
Believe it or not, we're pardon? Yeah, it's 20 minutes actually. 20 minutes. We started at 2:20. We'll be a little late. I would say there's margin built in the schedule, but there's not. Where do you go? It looks like if I park here, you can still do what you do.
You want to sit down and see?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there.
I think you're out of the way of the camera.
Oh, where's the camera? That?
Yes.
Oh, I need to not be here.
I think as long as your head's not in the way.
Well, I only want to be where I might film it, so I may move over.
Okay.
I just need to not be in the traffic pattern. The new figure out Steve.
You want me to move over this way?
I'll be right. I might not even use that chair.
You can sit, well, never mind.
Pardon?
I was like, you sit next to them?
Well, that's the, we moving the model through there or not. Make sure that
Presentation.
Yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
I can still go outside. I'll just chill. How many people are on here? Three students for the team.
The mentor and I think the teacher.
Or there's the presenters, the mentor, and the teacher. 5 people for each group. And that's why they got the fans, right? Yeah, so he's like, where do we get the fans to be inside? I was like,
They're wearing their
we're
pocket.
doing it.
Jeff and Donna, you have a job right now? Would you like a job?
Sure.
What do you need? We need somebody to go tell the team that's supposed to be presenting it's time to come get their mom. All right. Which is, that's why nobody should present this because there's nobody to present. And do they? I'm going to introduce you to the people who are able to do. Sure.
Excuse me? Yes. Where did the wristbands?
They were in your packet.
Package?
In the teacher packet with all the students.
Oh, this my son didn't give it to me. Oh.
Are you in the top 5?
Yes, my son is in the
I guess whenever your son's team comes in, you're allowed to come in with them, and then you'll sit like in the front 2 rows.
One is that one because it's Genesis.
I don't know what number they are,
Okay.
so they'll just be up outside. Ask them what number they are.
I don't know. My name is
Yes, right here. You can go out this door.
I'm reserving this for the parents of the community. Well, no, that we want you behind the judges.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I lost my glasses.
They're on your license plate.
Gotta put them there. I'm gonna put it there.
Go for it.
Quiet, please. You get to calling.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, respected judges. Oh, whoa! What are you? I am AX. AX? Well, this is Mr. John, the mayor of our city, and I am Ray, the chief geothermal scientist. What are you doing here?
Well, I was traveling to Venus, and this right here caught my attention. Where am I?
You are in Hollington, where you see that the first 3 letters of the pure accessible water, with Lincoln being from the gated origin. It is the most futuristic and beautiful place on earth, as you can see.
Beautiful, really. Has it always been like this?
It was established in 1652 by the Dutch East India Company and was called Cape Town 100 years ago. Though it has always been an aesthetic city, it faced a shortage of water crisis due to a severe period of drought, and it extended longer because of global warming.
In the past, the city opted to implement water restrictions rather than become the first global city to run out of water. The day zero, the shortage of water caused a major stressor, along with inefficient distributions of end-to-end water systems.
What do you mean, end-to-end?
Well, you see, given our city's geographical location, with mountainous regions on one side and the ocean on the other, a lot of energy was wasted during the water distribution across the city.
We have fixed this issue, though. Our scientists have invented the hybrid rotary centrifugal siphon module. The previously used traditional pumps are replaced with this amazing innovation. As you can see here, the clean water is elevated from lower tanks to upper tanks, making the water distribution across the city more efficient.
Also utilizing powerful microturbines, power is generated while the water is distributed to this same module, making it a hybrid system, conserving the total energy cost as an added advantage.
Oh, nice. That means you have achieved up to 90% energy conservation.
Yes, and we have used the same concept to transfer water to each floor of all the buildings while simultaneously generating power as the water flows up and down each building.
Also, moderate to large turbines are installed at every development location to generate power from storms and sewage water while it is flowing with gravity.
Even sewage water? That is amazing. You are generating electricity while transporting and distributing water.
Yes, but that's not all. You see those shiny windmills there? Those are wind turbines coated with photovoltaic paint to provide electricity to our residents. And the power generated from the GDS is used for desalination and industry.
GDX? Sounds like a friendly species.
Oh, no, it's the GDS, our most efficient geothermal desalination system, which we use to purify our ocean water.
Wow, I have never seen anything like that. You must be very proud of your city.
Yes, and you know what, AX? Some inventions come with a trade-off.
Trade-off? What's that?
Well, you see, even though desalination plants were used in the past, they're energy intensive, underutilized, and created an environmental harm when excessive amounts of salt were being dumped back into the ocean, harming the marine life.
And the best part is, that's not the case now. Our geothermal desalination system not only desalinates and purifies ocean water, but also generates electricity using steam turbine generators And the resulting excess salt is treated to make tradable salt products, as well as mixed in brine wells.
What? Brine wells? Brine wells are where treated water is mixed with just the right amount of salt and is now discharged back into the ocean without affecting marine life.
We also harvest rainwater and water from rivers and lakes. The interlinked system at 6 large reservoirs stores up to 230 billion gallons of water. And with these superb innovations, our city now provides an average of 100 gallons of clean water per day per person without any constraints.
Nice, clean water for everyone. Hey, I know what that is. A flying aircraft with a spinning outer core creating anti-gravity force and circular shield as a sonic terminator. In fact, I landed here chasing them.
Yes, this is our SAC, Specialized Air Capsule. Our aerospace engineers at Research and Development have also designed a limited edition model for recreational purposes. It docks into this building directly.
This is one mega factory. What do you build there?
Here, we build reusable SAC to eliminate space junk, which you probably already know of, and create reusable electronic devices.
Fulfillment plant? What's that?
It's a warehouse which connects to the IoT, which is the Internet of Things system, through underground door-to-door transportation, where the residents can replenish their daily needed supplies.
What other interesting facts can I tell my species about your city?
Definitely mention to them about our city's awesome digital roads and the world's best futuristic tourist location.
Also that we pride ourselves on 100% literacy rate with the best education system.
With self-sustaining economy, pollution-free, safe and secure neighborhoods, Paulington is an absolutely perfect place to live.
Definitely. I cannot be more proud of my city and what our engineers have delivered. We have accomplished the goal of providing clean water every single day without constraints to all our residents.
Brilliant! With all your exceptional services, your residents are super happy, content, and well assured of their future. That's awesome!
Yes, feel free to be a peaceful visitor and enjoy your stay in Paulington.
Thank you.
Questions?
All right, thank you very much. You learned a lot about the progress of the water system, collecting the water.
And this design is efficient in elevating water to higher altitudes.
And one of the most coolest things that I feel like is when it stores up to 230 billion gallons of water.
Besides the water system, what are other examples of how your future city is resilient?
Well, we have our wind turbines coated with photovoltaic paint. So if there's no wind power, there's also solar power.
And we store electricity underground in case of a power outage.
And as I mentioned earlier, underground we have 230 billion gallons of water inside 6 large reservoirs.
Let's talk about transportation. Does your city rely mostly on a public transit system or a private transit system like cars? And what are the pros and cons of the choice you made?
We have the specialized air capsule, known as the SAC. It runs on the principle of scramjet, and it has a spinning outer core creating anti-gravity force and circular shield as a sonic terminator.
And we also have the digital roads, which makes the cars communicate with each other, and they're also automated, and there won't be any traffic lights because of that.
And they're also self-driving, so if you want to get off somewhere, the cars are self-automated, so they will drive back and park by themselves.
All right, let's talk. You mentioned pollution. Can you explain how your city addresses pollution?
Well, our city is a clean city.
Yes. We don't burn any fossil fuels. It's all electric.
Hi. Unbelievable model, by the way. Thank you. What was the most difficult part building the model?
the scaling and the layout and the zoning.
Also, the budget, you have to take all the receipts, make sure it's perfect. You don't go over the budget, which is over $100.
Great. As far as education, how are children and adults educated?
Well, every teacher is assisted by robotic teaching assistant.
All the books are high quality, so everyone can get a good education and get good jobs when they grow up.
And also augmented reality.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll move this one around. That way you might understand. No, they don't watch it.
Excuse me? The next team is Amanzi.
Good morning, class. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the virtual reality tour of Amanzi History Museum I've been telling you about all week. Remember, this is going to be individual, so there's no talking with friends.
This is going to be so boring. I wish I could just do my holographic science fair project instead.
Hey, don't be so negative. You're going to love it. Here's your VR set, and remember to be careful. Hola, bienvenido a él.
Come on, why is this in Spanish? This technology is so risky.
Hello, welcome in.
German now? Seriously?
Hello, and welcome to the Amanzi History Museum. I'll be your personal tour guide, and I hope you have lots of fun.
Finally, this technology is annoying. It's kind of annoying how many languages there are in the city.
Yes, Amanzi is known for its plethora of cultures and languages.
Tell me about it.
Well then, let's get started. We can begin with any section you'd like. We have technology, engineering, and geography.
Let's start with geography. It sounds the least boring.
Great choice. I'll be pointing out some of the features on this scale model of Amanzi. To begin, Amanzi is located on the Cape Peninsula of South Africa. Many mountain ranges surround it, including the Table Mountains, which reach over 1,000 meters in height. In addition, the Cape Flats are east of Amonte.
I was wrong. Could this be any more boring?
Next, let's talk about demographics.
What's that? Is that some crazy text?
No, of course not. Demographics is the structure of a population. We currently have a population of about 618,000 people, and it's quickly growing. We have ethnicities from all over the globe, making us a very multiracial and international city. This also means we have many languages, as you saw before.
I guess that was kind of interesting.
It is. Next, let's go on to infrastructure. Amonte was built on the foundations of the city Cape Town, meaning it had a lot of pre-existing infrastructure. But with the coming global problems, scientists realized that the old infrastructure just wasn't enough. Some of the first things to change were in the energy sector, switching from non-renewable to renewable energies. But this proved to be a problem and challenge for many engineers.
Was it because building the new system so hard?
Not exactly. They faced a lot of backlash from lobbyists and politicians due to the upfront investments and economic disadvantages. But future benefits far outweighed them. Some of other places that Amonte's engineers took large strides in were in the city services. For example, in health, AI was used to collect personal data on patients to quickly diagnose them with a complete guarantee of privacy.
AI are pretty cool.
I agree. In the education sector, people started to realize the advantages AR and VR could provide. You could go across the globe in mere seconds and learn in ways that were impossible through physical education.
Whoa, so because of that, I can be on the tour?
Exactly. Now let's go on to the next section, the engineering marvels of Amonte. I'm no expert, but I do know one. To explain, this is Arno Smith, Amonte's star engineer. You've probably heard of him or seen his gigantic statue in the middle of Central Park.
It's pretty hard to guess.
Hi, I'm Arno Smith, and I'm here to tell you about the engineering marvels of Amonte. Let's start with one of the biggest engineering marvels, water management.
What? That sounds so lame.
I know it sounds lame, but believe it or not, the story is actually quite interesting. In the old days, Amonte had to utilize its 6 major dams to collect rainwater in the winter months. But in the summer months, it was only able to use the collected rainwater, and since it had no backup, it was susceptible to droughts.
That was actually pretty interesting.
To fix this problem, nuclear engineers and mechanical engineers like myself established a new resource, desalination. Desalination plants use excess heat from the nuclear power plants to desalinate and distill water. This proved to be an amazing solution, but as engineers still have more plans for Amonte. We implemented a municipal wastewater reclamation system, which used sensors in the pipes to detect the best filtration method to clean the water.
Wait, but in school we also learned about some pathways that collect rainwater. How does that happen?
Well, that brings us to another large breakthrough in Amonte's history, water permeable concrete. In Amonte, there are no cars, but only bike paths and pathways. Those pathways are made up of water permeable concrete, which is crushed and compressed small rocks and bits of rubber, which are packed loosely enough to allow water to flow through. It still be a stable material. After the water flows through the layers of rocks, which slightly filters it as well, it funnels into the main water system to be used. Now let's move on to the next system, Airbag.
Hey, I know a little about that. Airbag is the public transportation system that brings me to school every day. It uses airtight and low-pressure tubes to send capsules around the city using electromagnetic propulsion. The capsules can reach over 200 kilometers per hour, helping people like me go from one end of the city to the other extremely quickly. But you left out one big part about Amonte, all of its parts.
Yep, Amonte is recreation everywhere you go. Its extensive parks and plazas give it a flourishing and green community. It also has genetically altered trees that stay small so they don't mess with infrastructure, but produce extra oxygen. We also have sports facilities and gyms dotted across the city to keep our citizens healthy.
Wait, but you still haven't told me how all of this tech was created.
I'm so glad you asked. Now let's talk about the engineering design process. As we mentioned before, first we had to ask questions about the sustainability of the current infrastructure. Then we had to research, imagine, and design a new solution. Then we built a prototype and improved it until it was the best it could be. And finally, we implemented it into the city. With these tools, our engineers were an indestructible force that revolutionized the city and set the standards for the cities of the future.
Okay, questions?
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful presentation. My question is about the water system. So you learned about the parts of the water system, storage, collection, treatment. What is the most futuristic and innovative part of your city's water system?
One of the things was water permeable concrete, and so the water can go through the concrete, which Lightly filters as well, and then it goes into these funnels that leads the water into the main system where it can be filtered.
And then also we have cogeneration, desalination, and nuclear plants. So the heat generated by nuclear plants would be used to distill and desalinate the water.
In addition, we reclaimed municipal wastewater. Using high-tech sensors in the pipes, we would figure out the best filtration method for the water, so this would keep all portions of water from being treated with chemicals such as fluoride, only the parts that need it, and ones that are extremely dirty would be treated as well.
Thank you. Besides the water system, what are other examples of how your future city is resilient?
All right, so one way it's resilient is through pollution. So the pollution levels throughout the globe had been increasing. So Monty's engineers made sure that it was resilient to this. One of the ways is through public transportation. The airbag is complete, does not emit any CO2 emissions, and so this makes it so that and it's very energy efficient. And we also have no cars, seeing that cars account for 75% of carbon emissions. So this also helped decrease.
It's also resilient in the case of a flood or anything, because since the water permeable concrete allows water to pass through it, if there was an extremely large amount of it, then it would detect that and then it would release it back into the ocean.
Another way that our city is resilient is that we have environmentally friendly ways to collect energy. So for example, we have hydroelectricity by using the 6 dams, and so that way it keeps the environment safe and healthy.
I want to follow up on your transportation. So you talked about your airbag public transportation system and citywide bike paths without any cars. What are some of the pros and cons of that mix?
Well, one major pro is that because we didn't have cars, actually cars lead to 1.25 million car crashes per year worldwide. And so having bikes makes the roads a lot more safer.
This also kept the citizens healthy because they wouldn't just be sitting in cars or sitting around. They could use the airbag for travel, but they could also use the bike sharing system and walkability of the Monty.
And it's also more energy efficient, since the airbag doesn't use as much energy as traditional forms of public transportation, and bicycles and walking don't use any electricity.
Okay, what foods do your residents eat, and where does the food come from?
One of the things was that we had vertical farms. So as we said, we could reclaim municipal wastewater, and when that water was filtered, we could use that for the water in our vertical farms. And the vertical farms, since they don't take up that much space, we could keep it directly in the city and not somewhere far, so the citizens would have fresh food to eat.
The wastewater was used for watering the plants, and a lot of the solid waste was used for compost for the soil for the plants.
And also for meat and stuff, we've developed ways to grow meat in labs using stem cells. So that reduces a lot of pollution, since cows produce a lot of methane into the atmosphere, and other animals also produce other pollutants.
Good.
Now he was.
Okay, I would like to introduce you. Actually, I'd like to introduce them, but let me introduce you to Paradisum.
Welcome to Paradisum. Today we celebrate the grand opening of the Aquapod Expansion Project. I am Bella Story, the city mayor, and I am honored to introduce key contributors who made this day possible. Elsa Dotto, the Water Relief Team founder, and Hudson Morris, the head engineer.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm happy to be here. Our man-made floating city has been embraced around the world, and our Aquapod is saving cities from a rising social climate change.
It's amazing what we have been able to accomplish, and it all started with our beautiful island in the Pacific Ocean, where we were colonized and founded in 2071. Tourists and residents enjoy the mild tropical climate and beautiful mountains, bays, and valleys.
Aquapods aren't the only innovation from our city. We are a hub for world leaders, engineers, and innovators to create global solutions for global water threats such as day zero, rising sea levels, and water supply and distribution issues.
We are lucky to have a dedicated water relief team that helps cities around the world. Our thriving economy has major exports like fish, iron, and scrap metal. Our city funds operations through tourism, which brings in $15 billion annually.
I have lived in Paradise for many years and enjoy the hybrid cultures. With a population of 1.4 million, our main culture is Paradisian, which was created by original inhabitants from all over Oceania, East Asia, Latin, and North America.
What I appreciate about our island is the Paradisum City Services. They are equipped with the latest technology to keep up with the changing social climates.
Citizens and tourists love the fact that Paradisum has the largest animal conservation center and endangered populations are rising. We have large man-made beaches and a zero-tolerance policy for littering.
I help design the canals and waterways for our main transportation system, the water transport vehicle. Allows drivers to travel on land and water. Public transportation is provided by the Paradisum Super Train with speeds up to 250 miles per hour.
One of our main issues in creating the island was ocean pollution. The water relief team researched ocean garbage fires, especially the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. These cause problems such as ingestion, entanglement, and transportation of non-native species.
The Aquapod Expansion Project is an international response to capture plastic litter from these gyres and recycle the plastic for resilient building materials for buoyant structures.
Packaging engineers developed the BioPack. This biodegradable packaging is safe for marine life since it is made from wheat straw and fully decomposes in 30 days.
Another major water threat is waterborne diseases. Drinking contaminated water, especially after tropical storms and tropical flooding, can lead to severe illness, dehydration, and even death. Treating water to make it safe to drink is a key engineering field in Paradisum.
While building our island, we had to consider the rising sea levels. The climate change report shows sea levels rise 3.5 millimeters per year, putting 15 countries at risk for flooding or permanent land loss, and will cause an estimated $1 trillion of damage.
Global climate change causes more intense and frequent natural disasters. Hurricanes, floods, droughts, and wildfires are increasing concern. The biological and physical changes confirm that we need to create global solutions before the damage is irreversible.
Paradisum creates technologies to relocate cities out of flood risk zones. Ecology's float lab created an aquapod flowing sea prototype to help the civil and structural engineers. After success, we began to explore the designs to countries at risk for permanent flooding.
Aquapods are mobile, providing a flexible and customizable solution. The structures are created by layering recycled materials from landfills and oceans. The recycling was helped by mushrooms that digest petroleum and worms that turn fertile soil from toxic material.
Earth is covered in 71% ocean with only 2.5% fresh water. Aquapods purify ocean water through a saltwater intake and desalinization process. This technology is exported globally and engineers updated water quality and sanitation systems to ensure our island isn't impacted by waterborne diseases.
Other features of the aquapods include photovoltaic panels to power desalination systems and irrigation pumps. They often serve as an ecological habitat and are connected through a series of canals, walkways, and road systems.
Barnacles and other invertebrates are a concern for our city due to ocean waters warming. However, our design allows for peaks and valleys on the underside, creating an artificial coral reef.
Our water resiliency program created advanced nanobots that perform water treatment and transport. The water transport nanobots are released into the general sewer system to unclog, upgrade, and repair pipes. Afterwards, they recycle into pipe material.
Our water relief team travels to water-stressed countries all over the world. Geoengineers create clouds using a method called cloud seeding. Silver iodine is released into the atmosphere and induces nucleation. Water then condenses and crystallizes to form ice.
Local power and environmental engineers modified and improved the water supply called the Whiston windmill. This uses wind power to collect water out of the atmosphere and uses refrigerant to cool places, causing the water vapor to become liquid water again.
A compact version of this is used by the water relief team in areas of immediate danger of running out of water, like Cape Town and Tokyo. There are 17 countries, home to a quarter of the world's population, listed as day zero status in water crisis.
Paradisum Water Relief Team and engineers are bringing out groundbreaking solutions to cities in need all over the world. Thank you both for helping to educate our audience, and please help me with the honor of cutting the ribbon on this joyous day as we watch our creation expand because
we are more than a paradise.
So, questions and answers?
Thank you very much. You learned a lot about the parts of the water system, how we collect it, store it, treat it. What is the most futuristic and innovative part of your city's water system?
Our most innovative part of our system is the Whiston windmill, which is mentioned here. As we stated, it collects water from the atmosphere with refrigerant blades and turns it into water. This is very helpful for areas in drought and immediate dangers of running out of water, because not many people realize this, but there are not 7 oceans, but there are 8, because the 8th one is the atmosphere.
Another question, besides the water system, what are other examples of how your future city is resilient?
Not only do we have a very innovative water system, but the city is buoyant, so it is very resilient to storm and flooding because we have irrigation that drains the island after rainstorm, and we have palm trees lining the beach, which acts as a natural wind barrier from storms.
Let's talk about transportation. You guys seem like you have several transportation modes. What's the mix between public and private transit, and what are the pros and cons of that choice?
Well, for private transportation, we have the water transport vehicle, the hybrid, that can go on land and water. For public, we have the Paradisum Super Train, which can go up to 250 miles per hour. Some pros for this would be
the speed of it and the fact that that can go on land and water. But cons would be the speed could overheat the engine as well as cause some polluted with, if the engine overheats, the steam that will come out of the engine.
If I may add on to that, another pro is that this uses clean energy, and so do our privately owned vehicles, which, as he previously stated, can traverse water and land.
Very impressive model, thank you. What were some of the challenges when you were making the model that you encountered?
Some of the challenges, let's see. Okay, we had a hard time figuring out what we would make the bottom of the board. We were going to make it out of resin, but by the time that we came up with the idea, we had already painted it. And some other problems were coming up with the color scheme. We were going to make it bright blue. That probably would work. Also, we had a little bit of a hard time coming up with an idea. We all threw a bunch of ideas into a pot, kind of mixed them together, and this was the result.
How are the children and adults educated in your city?
Well, we have high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools. We also have private and public schools and community colleges and a university. And most of these schools have a night school, so adults can re-educate themselves.
Students are also given equal opportunities because in some countries, students with schools with lower budgets or higher budgets or in poor income areas do not have the same opportunity, and those students usually fail. But every student on the island has equal opportunity no matter the school.
Move these models out and you can, afterwards, y'all can come back in and watch.
One of the people's great parents are being, his parents were going to be.
Seats for parents for this presentation. So if you want to sit closer, we have parent seating right there. Or you stay where you are. But I know that somebody's parents here. Lisa Zelnick, you're here. You can sit there if you want. Volunteers. Thank your volunteers. So, Genesis.
Greetings, I am from the year 2169.
It is that year, yes, and welcome to Genesis, located in the Nova Scotia region in Canada. In the new era of the future, Genesis means new beginnings. With a population of nearly 1 million, our city is 150 years old.
Genesis has a climate of 80 degrees Fahrenheit and an average rainfall of approximately 55.5 inches per year. Our main goal is having a happy, healthy place to live and work, being 100% green, and becoming a city of resilience. The Northeast Coast features a national park.
Humans do love to fish, hunt, and enjoy nature's beauty, viewing wildlife, and camping in the forests, and boating, apparently.
We built Genesis on the focal point of the future. Population increase require better access to services, especially for the disabled, and more reliable city services for all citizens.
Redundancy of basic services such as healthcare, transportation, and safety is a vital priority to provide resilience in Genesis. For example, Genesis's resilient healthcare system includes many local healthcare centers and 2 Grand Plaza hospitals that put all sicknesses, diseases, and cancers to rest using advanced nanomedicine.
I can see one of your main economies is farming, but you do it vertically using hydroponics. Fascinating. That is the most efficient way to do it.
That's not our only economy. Baylor Motors Company is a big company in our city that develops and manufactures maglev and subway train systems, level 5 autonomous land vehicles, and highly advanced waterborne vehicles as well. We also have a seaport and an airport.
We keep our city 100% green and pollution-free by monitoring the data of the city. Genesis is zoned with city services in the middle, residential surrounding that, and commercial interspersed within, while industrial is downwind to prevent pollution.
Your infrastructure is strong, modeled like a spider's web. I give you points for efficient connectivity.
Thanks. We implemented a CRO, Chief Resiliency Officer, who reports directly to our mayor and works with the city to maximize innovation and incorporate risk mitigation. A CRO drives the city to bounce back, and it has a vision for the city's future. Genesis CRO has developed and improved our transportation system by extensive research and efficiency and recording data.
All energy used in Genesis is renewable. Nova Scotia has the highest rising tides in the world, so we install tidal energy turbines, which preserve aquatic life. Solar panels and vertical wind turbines instead of traditional windmill turbines to preserve avian life.
So Genesis is safe and healthy for fish, birds, and humans?
Yes, indeed. We improved our city services using artificial intelligence. Intelligent drones detect fires using infrared and thermal cameras and monitor our air for pollution. We use dual flush toilets, which are one of the many smart facilities in our city.
Our futuristic education system lets you work at your own pace, and you're taught by AI, artificial intelligence, and you're matched on teams online.
Historically, one threat to your water supply was uranium contamination, along with other harmful minerals in the soil. If uranium is ingested, it can lead to kidney disease or cancer, followed by death. Fact.
That's still true. Another threat to Genesis' water supply system is drought. A major drought occurred in 2016 and showed that many wells had actually dried up. A lack of water affects daily needs for all: plant diseases, increased erosion, habitat landscape degradation, increased risk of fire because of drier vegetation. Effects on society include fewer recreational activities, higher incidence of heat stroke, and even death.
In the past, hydrological resource engineers worked with civil engineers to create a connected water system. 40% well use was reduced to 2%, with well testing for every well still in operation. We extract water from the ocean to test it. Every home has a filter for added system resilience.
I see your primary water source is the ocean. Indirect solar desalination plants and major storage of water prepares you for droughts. This is the most efficient way to do it. This is an advanced combination of steps from the ocean to your faucet. Fascinating.
We collect most of our water from the ocean, then go through desalination and regular purification, such as coagulation, sedimentation, and disinfection.
Nuclear engineers created a special system to take care of radioactive pollution. After distillation, a chamber cools the water down to 35 degrees, so the uranium can be magnetized. The tank with magnets separates waste, then extracts it.
I see your water is stored in innovative water towers, a spiral water pump that's inspired by Archimedes' screw, and is spun by a vertical wind turbine, which generates electricity stored in fuel cells. So even when there is no wind, the Spire water pump can still spin. Brilliant. And it flows down a transfer pipe via gravity and is distributed to the residential areas.
Exactly. Mechanical and electrical engineers design pressure gauges that monitor the pressure in the water distribution pipes. With immediate feedback, emergency detection sensors ahead of the problem can fix it quickly. Civil engineers work with pipes underneath pop-up sidewalks, making pipes more accessible.
Overall, Genesis's beautiful natural setting, combined with its efficiency and resilience, make it the perfect place to live and makes Genesis, Nova Scotia, the beginning of a promising future.
Thank you, and live long and prosper.
Very good, we have 2 minutes for questions.
All right.
Thank you very much. You learned a lot about the parts of the water system, collection, storage, treatment. What is the most futuristic and innovative part of your city's water system?
Well, I have to admit, it's probably the uranium separator. First, as Brandon told you, the water goes into a chamber, cools it down to 35 degrees. Not freezing, but still allows the uranium to be magnetized. Then it goes into another chamber, which has spinning magnets, which goes for about 2 hours to collect the uranium, and then the uranium is removed. Then it goes into a second round of testing. If it needs to be repeated, it will.
Another part that I think is really futuristic is our water wind turbine, and because it uses air to spin the turbine, which spins the Spire water pump, but it also collects excess energy, and when there's no wind to spin the turbine, it can still spin with the excess energy that it's collected, so it can constantly send water out to the whole city, even if there's no wind energy.
I especially love the underwater turbines. Just simply put, they're great for the situation, as Nova Scotia is on the coast, and that's using our resources, so I love it.
Thank you. Besides water system, what are examples of how your future city is resilient?
Well, we use pop-up sidewalks for underwater transportation, underground transportation for water. You simply just pop up the sidewalk instead of having to destroy road and destroying traffic, and it's just a mess when you do it like that. So.
Our CRO is definitely vital to our city because he looks ahead into the future and what will be best for the city. Even if everything is fine, he still needs to look for the best and most innovative solution at the time to make it work for the future.
Also, our vertical wind turbines is another part that helps a lot because it can preserve the avian life, so you're not killing birds and you're also getting power, and it's a lot more easier than having normal wind turbines.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about transportation. What mix does your city have between public transport and private, and what are the pros and cons of that choice?
Well, as we said, we have a maglev, and we split about 50-50 between public transport and private transport, maglev, underground subway. Okay.
Our buses are our public city transport, and they are level 5 autonomous, as humans create theirs in most car accidents, as most of you know, and that really helps. But if there were to be an error, there is an emergency shut-off switch, just in case. And they're all actually run by this cool little thing called the EMG, an electromagnetic generator. Use the pushing and pull of poles to actually turn this little thing in the middle to actually generate electricity. And that is implemented in most of our vehicles and sometimes even homes that are in rural areas.
Also, we have a lot of bike trails and and everything is close together. So if you were to walk, there's a lot of sidewalks and everything's close together, so it's not a long walk if you're trying to get somewhere on foot.
If you have a preference, we have it.
All right,
Thank you very much.
So again, we need to move this model out, but the team is welcome to stay to
Move it lower.
After you get set up, prepare for future development. We remove these things for
Good day.
Okay, everyone,
your attention. Monet City.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'd like to welcome you to Monet City. Currently, we're on the lake tour on Lake Erie, and we're floating in a H2 hydro car. This car uses hydropower to fully power its engine.
If I may interject, as a water specialist studying your city, I've come to find that this boat runs on the hydrogen fuel cell, which takes oxygen and hydrogens split from the water and recombines it to create direct current, which you use to power your boat.
Back in my day, boats were powered by oil and natural gases. We almost used them all up until the natural supply ran out.
Yes, sadly. Fortunately, though, the engineers of Monet City created a completely renewable and green source of energy that has no hazardous and toxic fossil fuels.
Okay, speaking of water, do you guys want to hear a joke? Okay. Why did the ocean break up with the pond? Why? Because she thought he was too shallow. It's a good joke. All right. Well, anyway, hold on. Look at these huge buildings. They have little spinny things on top of them. Okay, wait. What do those spinny things even do?
Oh, those are our office buildings. As you have pointed out, they do have wind turbines on top. We also have solar panels on top of them so that we can produce the most energy and be energy efficient. Another notable key point in our city is our city hall, which brings a sense of unity towards our city.
Oh, what about that giant building over there? Is that the school? Actually, wait. I've heard about the wonderful education system here. Can you tell me more about it?
That mighty education building over there is in fact the education building. But the difference between past education systems and new education systems is the progression of education levels depends on the student's ability to learn and not their age.
So you're saying, as you learn more, you advance grades?
Exactly. But we also group them with students around their age group and so that they feel comfortable learning. This new school system is new and future ready.
All right, that's pretty cool. Are there any popular tourist attractions in the city?
Of course. Our main appeal is Lake Erie, which provides boating, fishing, and swimming opportunities. But we also have gambling, parks, restaurants, and a world-class aquarium.
Okay, speaking of aquariums, who wants to hear another joke? No. It's gonna be funny this time, okay? All right, so why do sharks only swim in salt water?
Why?
Because pepper makes them sneeze. All right, anyway, getting serious now. All right, all of these innovations seem like they require a lot of power. So how do you keep this energy clean without polluting the lake?
Excellent question. And in the past, we have seen huge cities turned into complete wastelands because of toxic fossil fuels. Monet City is different, though. It uses wind energy, solar energy, even the energy of your footsteps to turn this all into a clean and renewable city.
Yes, indeed. We have a large focus on clean electricity and clean energy, and we aim to have minimal to no fossil fuel consumption. We also take preventive measures to keep Lake Erie pollution-free by preventing toxic runoff and dumping.
Oh, back in my day, clean energy was not very popular. People thought it was too different from what they were used to since the industrial age. So we just used coal, natural gas, and oil to power our city.
Those sidewalks seem like they have reflective qualities. I've seen that in a lab before. Could that be photovoltaic cladding?
Photovoltaic? I think I missed that part of science class.
I'll bet you did.
Anyway, you mean our sun streets. Basically, they're huge solar panels that we use as streets that in turn generate twice the amount of energy that regular solar panels would use.
Okay, that almost seems way too good to be true. Are you telling me there are absolutely no problems with the city? Speaking of which, why is there so much green stuff in the lake? It looks kind of disgusting.
Oh, that's the algae bloom that happens once.
That algae is very dangerous. Do not eat the algae. It happens when cow population spikes due to breeding season, and rains from spring flow manure and pesticides down into the lake, which the algae uses to grow. And this can get into the water supply and poison the citizens.
Yeah, I was about to say that before you rudely interrupted.
Sure.
All right. That seems pretty dangerous. Has it caused any harm to the citizens before? And wait. Does these algae taste like salad? Do you really want to kill yourself?
Unfortunately, the multitude of algae is very hard to filter out of the water supply. And in the past, it has got citizens sick. And it also hinders our entertainment since it crowds Lake Erie, which is our main tourist revenue.
Have the scientists done anything about this?
Thankfully, the scientists in Monet City have found a solution. They've created a filtration system that works like a filtration straw and can filter out even the tiniest of bacteria and dirt. This ensures that all citizens get clean water.
Even the most advanced water filtration systems have errors. What happens if the pipes clog and the systems get backed up? Couldn't that make citizens sick?
Excellent question. As we've already learned, not everything goes to our plan, so we always have a backup plan. Every single drop of water, before it reaches the citizens, it goes to a treatment facility, so we can check it. There, if there's contaminated water, we drop a chemical that changes the biochemical makeup of the water, ensuring that it is clean and filtered.
Okay, but does the algae in the lake just sit there until it decomposes?
No, not at all. Instead of making the algae into salad, they make it into biofuels, which the mass transit and cars run on.
Something else that's interesting is that not only did many scientists work on innovating these ideas, but kids that did Future City helped to inspire these ideas.
Future City? I think I was a part of that when I was in school.
That explains why you're so smart.
Debatable.
Wow! Anyway, in a few minutes, we'll be pulling up at the end of the tour. Be sure to enjoy the rest of your time in Monet City, and be sure to check out the world's largest carousel. This marks the end of our tour, and no refunds available.
Darn, I wanted one.
Wait, before you leave, I have one more joke.
No more jokes!
They were funny, right?
Thank you very much. We learned a lot about the parts of a water system, about storage and collection and treatment. What's the most futuristic and innovative part of your city's water system?
Okay, so I think since we live right on Lake Erie, Canada, and this is a huge lake, it has abundant source of water. The hydrogen fuel cell is very well suited towards this because it uses water to power it. It can split it and recombine it. And due to the huge amounts of water, this can be very, very effective in our city.
Basically, we generate energy by splitting a water molecule to create direct current.
And then you recombine it to create DC direct current, which can be transferred into electricity, power to boats, stuff like that.
Thank you. Besides the water system, what are other examples of how your future city is resilient?
We use microgrids a lot, and basically if earthquakes or any natural disasters strikes, like for example, when Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, it shut off all the power, which cost like $15 million. But microgrids, what they basically are, they're single grids, and instead you can just turn off one of them instead of turning off the whole system.
And our water pipes also work that way as well. So in the case of a natural disaster, people will still be able to have water and power.
It's very redundant. If you have one place shut down, the hospital can, for example, can get energy from a different place because, as we said, we can shut off one part of the microgrid if it's down. That way it doesn't affect the whole system.
Awesome. Let's talk about transportation. What mix of public and private transport does your city use, and what are the pros and cons of that?
We try to limit private transportation as much as we can because that generates a lot of carbon emissions. So we try to focus on public transportation. We use mass transit. We use lots of boats. We use buses. We have an underground subway system, bullet trains, and others.
Yeah, and also we do use a little bit of private, which is autonomous self-driving cars, but those are powered by biofuels, so we try to get carbon emissions as low as possible.
Also, adding on to our transportation, we have staggered release of work so that if you've ever driven home in rush hour, you know it's pretty bad. But going to our city, some people get out of work at 3 o'clock, some people get out at 4, some people get out at 5, so that it's not a huge rush at one time of the day.
Okay, what foods do your residents eat and where does that food come
So, to conserve space, you've noticed probably this grassy stuff on the top. So that represents the gardens, and to conserve space, there's always roofs. And some of them have solar panels on them, but others can also be used for gardens, which produces fresh food, which the citizens can eat, which is healthier than food shipped in from other places.
We also, since we're near Lake Erie, we have fish, because we're near the fishing industry. And we also promote a healthy lifestyle. We have a lot of cultures of food and trade, like we have the Tail Brothers over there, we have H Mart.
Yeah. A very impressive model.
Thank you.
What were some of the challenges when you were putting together the gym?
Well, some of the challenges we had this year were that cooperation is a big part in the model. The thing is, we had to all try to agree on the colors, the size, all of that, and just make it into a model that would just like flow together well. So I think communication was a big part.
Communication was, and also we had like, trouble planning. Like in the beginning, we were thinking this whole like elaborate plan, and then as we progressed, we realized what we could do, what we couldn't do. We learned from our mistakes, and we had made late night FaceTime calls trying to fix our errors and everything.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, we need to move this model out and we're going to start allowing people in from the first ceremonies.
For the award ceremony, it should be just the teams.
During the award ceremony, our wristband rules still apply.
be here.
Do you mind?
I'm just gonna leave a little space for underneath the host stage. Real bit. If I can just be here. Brenda, is this you? Is this you? Is this you? Is this you? I look like you're him.
This is me.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not, so I mean.
I'm getting out of it. What do you need set up? Well, I think you did well. I just don't know how well. Yeah.
coordinator for the special awards, along with Tamara Cook. And we have on the table the envelope. It's really a folder, but what the heck. Okay. A bit of housekeeping. This year we're going to do something different. I'm going to announce the winners, or somebody's going to announce the winners of the special awards. We'll give you your packet, and then we have a special, beautiful backdrop set up outside for you to go get your picture taken. Okay? And so we're going to try to keep everybody from having to come up and go down and trip over everybody and take a lot of time. So nobody wants that many pictures of me anyway. So, first of all, we have a bit of housekeeping from the junior competition.
The junior trophy unfortunately got lost for a little bit of time this afternoon, so we wanted to make sure to recognize the team from the juniors. And mind you guys, we've had almost 50 teams of junior, 4th and 5th graders out there competing. So a couple of years I just want to let you know that the winner of the junior competition was a team called Blue Jayville from Barton Creek Elementary. So this school will be a feeder school into Westridge here in a couple of years, so watch out. And anyway, I wanted to make sure the trophy gets home. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the first special award, sponsored by the American Council of Engineering Councils, Dallas chapter, for excellence in city design. This team had a great model design, flood protection with the seawall, had great resources for renewable energy. The award goes to Paratasi. Where are you? Whoa, hey, whoa, hey, Where's your team?
We got Hunter.
One over there. Team, teams together. Okay. I just don't want you to go out and get your picture taken with your award. A nice picture. Okay, the next award is sponsored by the American Planning Association. It's the Livable Community Award. This city took a holistic approach and utilized multiple modes of transportation and integrated several resources of energy to create a sustainable city. The award goes to Pottledge Glen. Okay. The next award is also sponsored by the American Planning Association for the most walkable city. This city had accessible, walkable, health-promoting city that was allowing residents to earn coupons for the necessities of life by walking. This award goes to Transylvania City. Transylvania City here.
It might be in the other room.
What? Nope. Okay. Okay. Next.
Hey, my name is Patrick Williams on the board of American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE. So there's a lot of acronyms around here. But what we do is we take engineers, if you all finish engineering school, which you all will, we want to hear from you. We want you part of our nonprofit, volunteer-based group to help inspire people of this age all the way through to their retirement age into how to better the engineering community. And our goal, as far as the topic, was 2020 Infrastructure Resiliency Award. So we were asking questions about natural disasters and how poised the team is for that. And our team prepared for natural disasters with microgrids, water filtration, utilizing algae, and so many other things to help protect their citizens. With a beautiful name, Monet City.
Okay. The next award is sponsored by the American Society for Quality in Dallas. This award is for the excellence in the quality of life. This project had a complete quality and completeness of the model covering all aspects of the city with hospitals, fire, police, the backup sources of water and other resources. This award goes to Astro City.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Peter Goldstein. I'm a licensed architect from Dallas. This is David Green and Dylan Mitchell. They're from City Lab High School. We're all from City Lab, which is a new Dallas ISD school that uses the city as a classroom and focuses on architecture, environmental science, and urban planning. Our award is for innovation in urban planning, and it goes to Diversitas, which is one of the most interesting.
Congratulations to Taylor Zane, Amber Zoo, and Adeline May of the Village School in Houston for winning the City Lab High School Future Urban Planner Award.
Okay. All right. The next award is sponsored by the Texas Institute of Transportation Engineers, otherwise known as TechSite, for excellence in transportation integration. This award was given to a project that had extensive multimodal network with innovative use of SkyTrans and maglev trains. It goes to Hydronamid. All right. The next award is sponsored by Half Associates for excellence with the flood resilient city design, which was the theme this year. This project designed the city to minimize flood risk based on thorough research into flood data, with strategic use of storage facilities and resilient community design. The award goes to Paulington.
What's up? Good job. Thanks. Okay.
Okay, the next award is sponsored by IEEE Power Engineering Society in Glen Rose, which, as you know, is where Comanche Peak is. So they were looking for a power diversity that employed nuclear. This award goes to a project that incorporated nuclear power safely into a rust-resilient power system design. It goes to Amanzi. Okay. The next award is sponsored by IEEE Fort Worth. It's for excellence in application of futuristic concepts. The futuristic concepts that this project had included tidal power generation, floating aquapods for residents, and work needed an artificial coral reef development. This award goes to Paradisum. Okay. The next award, also sponsored by IEEE Fort Worth, is for the innovative use of engineering. This project was extremely well prepared. The layout was unique for the location and the need for efficient land use. This award goes to Padma. Good job, guys. Okay, the next award is sponsored by INCOSE, which I can't remember what INCOSE means, except the last two letters are system engineering. Okay. Okay, it's the Best System Design Award, which is what you would expect from system engineers. The system design is the process of defining and developing systems to satisfy specified requirements. The project that best met the requirements of this year's Future City competition was Golden Falls. Okay. The next award is sponsored by the International Society of Automation for excellence in automation, which could be just about anything in the future. It might be anything tomorrow, who knows? Okay, this was for innovative use of centrally controlled remote devices to provide clean water throughout their city. The award goes to Shea City. Where does Shea City go?
Hi, I'm Jeannie Abiruddin. I'm with the 4th Ward chapter of the Project Management Institute, that's PMI. We are the global organization for project management and lay down the standards as well as have certifications for project management. We hope that some of you will grow up to be project managers and take up the profession. So today, the 4th Ward PMI is presenting an award for the Riskinator. That is project management, does a lot of risk management. It is very important for any project, whether it be the construction of I-30 or whether it be creating a software app like Google or Facebook. There is risk. There is always risk of bugs and issues and things that can really derail your project. So risk management is a key principle for project management. And so today, the Riskinator Award goes to Hypro, Pioneer of Heritage to identify the risk of waste in water and use nanobots to identify damage to pipes, and to repair the damage they use nanobots, very, very futuristic, and phytoremediation extraction.
Okay, thank you. That's okay. Yes. Congratulations. Great job. Let's take a picture. Quick picture. All right. I'll just
Okay. Young Professional Engineers of the Future Award, sponsored by the Texas Society of Professional Engineers Dallas section. This project had a very well thought out, and the group worked well together. Clearly, planning and good engineering practices were included. This award goes to Aqualantica.
They're all different.
Okay. All right. The next award is the Best in Theme Award. This year's theme changes every year. This year's Clean Water, Tap Into Tomorrow, sponsored by the Texas Society of Professional Engineers in Fort Worth. And you had to design and explain how your water system was resilient to disaster. This project was built as a floating city near the sunken city of Venus, demonstrated an extensive desalination system and a distribution system with sensors to monitor water quality in the water distribution lines. This award goes to Mizutopia. Okay. The next award is sponsored by the Water Environment Association of Texas. Also fitting, these are the people that worry about stormwater and wastewater. This project had a well thought out and complete water and wastewater infrastructure system that included treatment, storage, conveyance, and water reuse infrastructure facilities. The award goes to Hydroxity. Okay. The next award is a nationally sponsored award by the National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying. And what they're looking for is city designs and projects that are well-designed, well-measured, and basically produced to scale. And so this was a particularly well-designed and implemented city that was totally to scale. This award goes to Genesis. Okay. All right. The next award is sponsored by a new supporter this year called the Society of American Military Engineers Dallas Chapter. This would be like your Army Corps of Engineers and the companies that support them. So the Society of American Military Engineers is interested in strengthening resilience throughout our communities. The selected project was exceptional in cleaning groundwater pollution, a concern related to military installations. This award goes to Reflection Shores. Okay. This award is sponsored by the Society of Petroleum Engineers. This project had the different sources of energy being utilized and backup plans if one power source went out with great levels of transportation and integration. This award goes to Mizushi.
Not just a single award.
Okay, the next award is the award for the best city simulation. This was the people who did the best on their SimCity and their virtual city slideshow. And just a couple of words about this one. This was kind of the key reason when we were starting Future City about what we were going to do was incorporate the simulation so that we'd make it fun, right? But you can imagine with, well, we have about 70 teams now. We got, I think, 90-something simulations in here to judge. You can imagine what a task that is. And I used to have a guy that would judge all of them for me. I mean, we get 2 or 3 scores, or we get at least 3 scores on everything, but Mark would sit down and judge all of them. We'll go through them one by one. You can just think about what kind of dedication that was. But unfortunately, we lost Mark back in October. So I wanted to we have a new award called the Mark White Best City Simulation Award. All right, I have to look at this. It doesn't say on the front. It goes to Tainana.
Okay, so the other main deliverable that you have to submit beforehand is your 1,500-word essay on the theme. And those are also scored separately in a similar way. And this year, the award for best essay goes to Iwana Umi. Okay. So thankfully, we don't have to judge everything. We let you judge something. And so this is the People's Choice Award for the best model, which, you know, I don't think we're qualified to do that. You have to do that. And so the way the votes went this year, the award goes to Hyfro.
Okay, before we get down to the nitty-gritty, as you may have noticed, this is 20 years for us doing Future City competition. Can't believe it. I would like to recognize a couple of longtime supporters of ours, the guys who've been around the longest, well, besides me. This is for a mentor who has been doing it since almost the beginning, Mark. Mark, how old?
I think either 17 or 18 years.
17 or 18. And for the people who have hosted us for 20 years. UTA, College of Engineering. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, right? All right, for the third place award at our 20th North Texas Future City competition, the award goes to Amazi, Coppell Middle School. I know you guys have already worked figures. Would you mind helping me, Trey? And so, our second place award in this year's competition goes to Genesis. Award, which is, of course, our highest award, but includes our lovely cup here, and a $500 check to the school, and $500 to spend on their trip to Washington, D.C. to do this all over again. And the winner is Paulington.
On